Hey everybody, and welcome back to Mindset for Success. I'm here with Martha Cho.
Hey everyone.
And this week we're going to be going over if we could go back and the seven mistakes of...
Well, not mistakes. 7 things a newer agent may have, in retrospect, been like, hey, I wish I would have known this.
Yes, not mistakes. We don't make mistakes.
Yeah, and no mistake is ever a mistake if you learn from it.
That's right. So let's go back and talk about where we started. And how long have you been in real estate or in the industry?
I have been in real estate now going on 12 years. I've lost count.
Yeah. I feel like I've been sitting at 7 for the past 3 years. So
and it goes by in a blur.
It is.
For sure.
And where did you start in real estate?
Where did I start in real estate?
Like what firm or who was...
Oh, I have only been with one firm. The best firm.
The best firm.
Marti, Hampton Real Estate. Yes, I've been with Marti now for going on 12 years. And in my previous life, before real estate, I was a preschool teacher for 12 years as well. So,
and educators make the best real estate agents. So
that's right. It takes that special oomph that only an educator / caregiver / someone who is used to working with people and different people, different personalities. Right. And, it's not actually that much different from working with my preschoolers.
It's the same. They're just big children.
Yes.
And even, I'm sure you can see too, from starting with Marti's team 12 years ago to now, the changes, the level ups that have happened from that time, from your beginning stages with that. And I came from, so started in property management 7 years ago, quickly got out of that got out of that very quickly, went to traditional brokerage where I was with EXP Realty. And then moved to Raleigh and came to Marti's team, to you guys. But it kind of was a flip for me. I think being in a traditional firm setting and not a team setting, it was very kind of everyone fending for themselves and not being in part of this collaborative group. I had a pretty large office between like 50 and 60 agents, but it was very much kind of all man for themselves in regards to
and
training.
Felt like that, right?
And it felt like that. But I think if I, kind of starting off number one, on what if I could go back, or if I'm a new agent, what am I looking for? If I had to restart my career, what I would look for, I think, is that training aspect. I think it lacks in a lot of firms and a lot of even different brokers and teams too. So just learning, because you're starting your career.
Can we try to maybe analyze that and figure out why? Because we hear that so often. We meet agents all the time that are wanting to join a team, our team specifically, and one of their pain points, their major pain point is training. So why do you think that is? Why is training?
I think traditionally, and even I feel like fix or managing brokers, they try to get you out the door, right? So it's like, how fast can I get you trained up and going? And there's truth to that, right? Because I don't, going through maybe a 6-month mentorship program may not be the direction that every team can go. Right. But, we're all aware of the same joke of, real estate school just keeps you out of real estate jail. You don't learn any like sales skills. Right. You really know how to read the contract, and that's really about it. And you'll know every type of ownership type, but when will you use that?
Right. And it's so much material, right? New agents, experienced agents, you guys everyone will say the same thing. What you have learned in school, whether it was 20 years ago or 3 months ago, it's so much material in such a short time, and you're expected to remember all these things that honestly you don't use on a daily basis.
Yeah, so I think that's where it kind of lands, is they were trying to get you as quickly started. And there's, again, like I said, there's truth to that. But I think going to those fundamentals, and I think we're seeing now, especially in this market, that it's really going into, or it is that skill-based market. So those agents that are, whether they're independent or, in a firm where it's not necessarily a team setting, they're getting lost in the shuffle of it because they're not trained up correctly.
So let's be honest.
Yeah.
Real estate. No, real estate. When someone gets into real estate, when they get their license, they have this big dream of being that entrepreneur, financial freedom, having freedom to do whatever, whenever you want, right?
Yeah.
So on that same token, being an entrepreneur is actually jumping into something in whatever field of choosing and actually going and working hard to make it, right?
Yeah.
So I guess in that way, I can understand why some firms, some brokerages don't focus on training.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and there's like stuff, there's things you cannot train on, right? So I can't train on a bad deal or a not so perfect client. There's no way to train on that. So there's what you're saying is like, you know, and we'll talk about that later, I guess, because the only way through it is through it. Right. So getting there's no better way to learn.
That's a good life advice.
Yeah.
Right?
So take that with you guys. But really, and that kind of, everything can't be on paper. It's real life, you know, in the field training. And it is what it is. You know what you know, and you know what you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
But
I think that's why I appreciate our team so much, and quite honestly, you specifically, because you have worked really hard to build that onboarding process where it is the fundamentals for someone who might have the sales skills, who might, just have those intangible things that you just can't teach. But the things that you can teach, a lot of agents, I'm sorry, if you started in COVID, you were lucky enough to not really need training. You kind of jumped in and you got really lucky, right?
What does Marti say? That Donald Duck could.
Yeah, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse could have sold a house back then. And thank goodness. I mean, we want everyone in our real estate community to do absolutely awesome. But I really do appreciate our team because of you specifically, who cares so much to make sure that anyone that is affiliated with us and on our team has that foundation for success. Right.
Well, and that gets me to my next point is proximity. Because even me, like coming from a different firm where it was kind of closed off, and that's the same thing with any firm when you only got training that was under that roof, right? So moving from Milwaukee to Raleigh and joining Marti's team, it's put me in rooms with people to help me be a better leader for the team, because I never received that. So now it's like that's huge. So getting in rooms with people who are producing higher than you, because they say that you're a combination of the 5 people that you surround yourself with, right? So if I'm in a room and we're all low producers, we're all going to remain low producers. But if we're surrounded by top producing people in our area and other leaders and agents in our ecosystem, you're bound to growth.
Absolutely.
So what else we got on here? I think if I could go back to, and just speaking to new agents coming in, lose your ego.
I think speaking to experienced agents too.
Experienced agents.
All of us.
Everyone. They call it your drunk monkey, right? So get it off your shoulder. Because you're not, I talked about this a few mindsets ago, like you're not entitled to anything, right? So, my neighbor listed with somebody else, that should have been my listing. Why? Because you live next door.
Would've.
Yeah. If you work hard, you'll get rewarded for that.
Right.
So I think ego is huge too, especially because you're gonna, I just saw another video. Right now, listing agents are busy, right? We're right in the midst of spring, and instead of, this listing agent's not calling me back, like I need to get information on this offer, get creative. Go to their office with like Crumble Cookie. Leave Crumble Cookie at their office. Let them know they're doing a great job of marketing their property, and give them a compliment. Like bring something of value to them, right? And then get what you need out of it. And that agent will remember you by that. But coming in with an attitude and that I'm owed the world is just, you won't get very far with it.
I don't understand how that mindset would benefit anyone, really.
No.
So that's a very good point, actually.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes they don't realize they have an ego.
We might not, but we'll tell you. We'll let you know. I want to go back to with what you said, just kind of piggybacking a little bit about being new in the business and getting out and doing it, right? That's like a lot of training just comes from stuff happening throughout a transaction, throughout working with a lead, from the start of a lead to the closing table, is putting your head down. New agent coming in, there is no flexibility in real estate. I think flexibility comes when you're successful, because you can at that point start turning down a client. I don't know who would do that, but you can kind of create your VIP of clients where you can go take that vacation, and especially if you're slowed down, go take a vacation, and then your phone will start to ring. But
That's
new
when stuff
agents,
happens.
you put your head down for 2 years at minimum. Just buckle down and bleed real estate, and you'll be able to build a business out of it. But coming in, and we see agents all the time. Where there's a joke that agents will mastermind at lunch. They go to lunch with another agent, and it's a mastermind. So it's not. I think just treating it like a business, regardless if you're independent or you're on a team. I mean, at the end of the day, nobody can tell you anything, right?
And we're speaking from actually seeing this, not just from what we think is right or what we think should be right. We're actually seeing and comparing agents who are very successful, have been in the business for 10, 15, whatever years, and we've seen them really grind at it until they got
they're eating their lunch at their desk.
That's right. We eat our lunch at our desk.
We do too, yeah.
Right.
But I think that's huge. That's my biggest advice. And, even when I started real estate, that's the first thing I hear. Like, why do you want to get into real estate? I love real estate, and, I love the flexibility of it. And immediately nope, there is no flexibility until you create that business, until your business starts coming to you. Right. When you're reaching out for business, there's no flexibility in that. You have to become one with real estate. And that's just really it. With that being said, not being a secret agent.
We say it all the time.
Yep.
We put that on every single list.
Every single
mindset, we put that in somewhere. Don't be a secret agent.
Do not be a secret agent. Mm-mm. Talk. Now, there's ways to do it. I make a joke because you never want to be the guy at the party who's only talking about real estate. So throw something else in there randomly. So on your social media, when you're talking to people, you're at the grocery store. Have your business cards, have your mobile business card, whatever you can because everybody wants to hear about real estate if you're not in it. Mm-hmm. Real estate agents love to talk about real estate. So use that as an opportunity. Be a resource for people. And keep them top of mind, or it keeps you top of mind with them because, that cashier at the grocery store, it'll come up. You can bring it up organically without it, being pushy or, whatever. But I think that's the biggest thing is let everybody and their mother know that you're in real estate.
I'm a new agent. I don't know if I want to put myself out there.
Why not? You nervous?
No,
you're nervous to make money?
I'm just new and I don't feel confident, Well, so I'm not going to tell anyone. Is that the right?
No, not right mindset. Not good. Not a mindset for success.
No. Fake it till you make it?
Fake it till you make it. I think lean on, again, which leads me to my next point. And this is all going to be one big ball of
I see it.
Circling back.
I see it.
But leveraging the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm a brand new agent, especially because we're a team and a high producing team, if I'm a new agent, that's their best case scenario. Because now Marti's stats are now my stats. And I get to talk about that I sold this many homes this year. Whether it was you or someone else on the team,
my team
we did it. Like I becomes we.
Right.
And these are our stats. So lean on that, leverage those people around you, and talk about it. You're new, that's the best time. If new agents, I want to see you talking about it. I want to talk in your sleep about it.
Right.
Someone will hear you.
Learn. You're constantly learning.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a new agent, you have so much to learn. And yes, you need to pace yourself. But that's why people who already know some of the things that you are learning, to surround yourself with people like that is so important.
Yeah.
You could take the route of, I want to do it my way. I want to do it by myself, which is great. If you can make it that way, our hats are definitely off to you, especially in this market. But if you could be surrounded by people that have already have that knowledge that you're trying to learn, why not be in the midst of them so that you can learn that faster?
It's huge. Now, I have a good question for you.
Uh-huh.
So I'm new in real estate.
Uh-huh.
I just got my license. I haven't found a brokerage yet, but my best friend works for ABC Realty. Should I join them? Should that be the only place I interview or that I reach out to?
Let's think about this, guys.
Yeah. Let's unpack that.
This is you paid a lot of money to go through law school basically. That's what it feels like, right? Paid a lot of money to do that so that you can have this grand career, be an entrepreneur, and make that big money.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you go with the first firm or brokerage that your friend tells you about or that your friend is at without doing research on other options? Because every brokerage is really, really different.
Yeah.
And they're all great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, and I hear that all the time. So it's like if we, again, in our market, right? So everyone has their, unique value proposition, right? For like when we're reaching out to agents or agents reaching out, we have our reasons on why, we are who we are. But I hear it all the time. If I'm in an interview with somebody and they're newer, like I get weary. I see someone who's been licensed for, say 6 months and they're looking for a new firm. I'm asking those questions. I'm like, how did you choose that firm? Who else did you interview with? Are you interviewing now? Like, you're not just interviewing with us, correct? Like, I will say to everybody, like, we want you to look around, shop around, see what's best lifestyle fit for you, because it has to be for both ways. It has to be a lifestyle fit because I may have more commitments or commitment requirements than the place next door does. And that just may be, if you want that flexibility or you're not looking to do a certain amount of transactions, that may look better for you. But yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things, especially new agents, is you're so excited and you're getting bombarded. So I think when I moved to North Carolina and transferred my license, I think I got like 15 letters in the mail for recruiting. So they're out there, they're headhunting you.
And all brokerages will want to interview you. So reach out to us too, because we want to meet everyone out there that is looking for a team to see if not only if you're a right fit for us, but if vice versa.
Or if you just have questions too regarding other firms, because I think we're so blend deep with everybody that we're always happy to answer those questions as well.
Yeah. And newer agents that have joined their friends' firms we're not trying to call you out or make you feel embarrassed or anything. It's okay. It's an honest,
and it could have been the best decision. And then you went through the process really quickly.
Yeah.
And you just landed.
But I mean, again, we want you to be informed, just like you would in any other field. There are other options, so why not research it and see what is the best fit for you?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one last heavy hitter. If there's one thing you could go back and change, start of your career, what would that one thing be? Whether one thing, go back and change.
One thing, go back and change.
Or do differently. We'll say not change, just do a little different. Do a pivot.
I think, honestly, because it was just a completely new field that I was getting into, just not really diving in and not being afraid to speak to everyone, ask tons of questions, and again, like surround myself with the people that are so much better or have that much more experience.
Yeah. Because
I was humbled, but that shouldn't stop me from wanting to strive to be great, you know? So, and how are you going to do that if you don't put yourself out there? So I think just, really getting the courage to do that.
Yeah.
But now I'm not scared.
I'm not afraid anymore.
No.
I think kind of along the same lines as yours is just not being, because just coming from property management into traditional brokerage, it was scary because it was a completely different, that was a lifestyle change.
Right.
And I think just having that inner self-talk, that confidence, because I'm great at my craft, but in the beginning, it's like, it's so nerve-wracking because you don't want to say the wrong things and you don't want to make mistakes because it's a very large transaction. Yeah. But so I think just kind of biting the bullet and just diving in as well. So, how about you guys? I'd like to open up the questions if you guys have anything to ask us.
Right. What are some of the things that you look back at and are like, you know what? if I could go back, or if I could give other people advice
Yeah.
to help them out, this is what I would have done differently, or this is just my thought now that I've been in the business for a little bit.
Yeah, chat's open if anybody has any remarks or questions, or you could just DM us. Got a couple DMs. Do you recommend a brand new agent to the industry save up a certain amount of money before jumping into the real estate industry?
Good question.
Yes. 6 months. A nest egg. Typically, just be safe. I think 6 months of rent and expenses, emergency fund, because it can. Even if you on your first day get a contract, it still can take 30 to 45 days to close. Yeah. So you need to make sure you can, eat and stuff. Pay your rent.
Right. So, absolutely. Yeah. That is a great question.
And kind of a follow up to that, does this change whether you're going solo or you're on a team?
No. I think best case scenario, because this is a full commission job, we've had agents on our team go under contract in 2 weeks of starting our team, and then we've had other agents that it's taken 90 days. Mm-hmm. So you just never know. It's based on that salesperson's skills and the resources that they are leveraging, and but I would still say 6 months.
I do have one other question here. If anybody has anything else, please put in the chat or DM us. What are some strategies for building relationships with other professionals in the industry, like lenders, appraisers, and contractors, if you're new to the industry?
They're just as willing to talk to you as you probably are with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say with lenders specifically is because you will get reached out to by pretty much every single lender. That letting you know that they're a lender, but making sure that it's it's a two-way street, right? So you're building that relationship with them. Throw them a bone, right? Give them some clients, work with them, build that relationship, get lunch with them, figure out how you guys can help each other. Because those definitely, there's people that are getting pre-approved before finding a realtor. So you want to make sure that lender is kind of scratching your back as well. Right. Contractors, same thing. I think I would start with personal referrals. Who have you personally used for any, say home renovation or plumbing or electrical? Asking family and friends in the area, building people that you trust, because you want to make sure that you're not just picking, Joe Schmo's handyman service off the side of the street, right. Because these are, that come back and bite you. So you want to make sure that your panel is strong.
Mm-hmm. Start with your neighborhood. A lot of neighborhoods have that social media page. I know I go to my community neighborhood page all the time if I need a plumber recommendation or.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Would you recommend a new agent go solo or join a team?
It depends.
I'm going to say no. Well, you go ahead.
It always depends, right?
Yeah.
We are a team, so we would love to grow our team with those agents, those hungry agents that are go-getters. And our number one passion on this team, I think, is the success of our agents. I wouldn't have been here for 12 years now if that wasn't one of my passions here. So the best thing for me and Cliff is to see our team member, our agents out there really doing it and making it. But it does depend. The team is not for everyone. We're biased in that.
Yeah.
But a new agent starting out with no knowledge or background in real estate, our advice is always going to be join a team first.
Yeah, I was going to say join a team. Even if you just, again, like I said, leverage people around you, gather knowledge, you stick it out. And maybe it's not our team, but it's maybe a different team that has different needs. But I would recommend always new agents just on the baseline of contracts. Honestly, starting fresh is just having someone fully available to you. To teach those contracts and go through real life scenarios with those contracts is huge at a baseline. Right. Cause you don't want to end up in real estate jail. But again, you come in and you swing it out of knock it out of the park your first year. And we've had agents that come in and they hit all their sphere up. They're doing amazing numbers, and they leave and go independently.
Right.
And that's great.
And they were able to do those amazing numbers because they utilized our team.
Absolutely.
We have a closing department. We have a listing department. We have a marketing department. Yeah.
So on that note, I would like to invite you guys to go to joinmartihampton.com/team just for more information on our team and how we help our agents leverage their businesses. So.
And let us know if you have any feedback, any questions. We love hearing from everyone out there. Thank you for joining us. Join us again next week.
Yes. See you guys later.